So now, if you want to see the people who are responsible for the creation of that Talmud, literally, you're going to first of all look at the flag of Israel, modern day Israel, right? Where as a country, the Israel as a country now, literal Israel as a country now. Look in their flag. What do you see? You see the star. You see the triangle that is up and then upside down. Now, this is just getting a view, knowing the people who actually brought this Talmud, used this Talmud as an instrument, because these were the same people who fled the Roman persecution when they were, they were fleeing as they were being warned. These were the people who were doing things there in that Phoenician land of the Canaanite before they fled. And so these people, when they fled, they had to be able to do what? To go to these places like the Caspian Sea, the same thing that you saw the Moors did. So these people now, when they went to the Caspian Sea, they indoctrinated these people using their own way, and then this religion which they introduced to these people, now they used an instrument. It's like raising the vibration of these people who are called the Ashkanazim. But in order for them to raise the vibration, to raise the energy level of these people, they need those, they need to create and use that Talmud as an instrument. So now, when you see the Israeli or the Jewish people's flag now, what do you see? You see that thing which they call the Star of David. Now, when you look closely in the continent of Africa, which other people, which other place are you seeing people flagging off that particular same Star of David? When you look critically, you would now understand what I'm telling you. The people who are found using that same triangle something, using that same Star of David, these were the people, they are ancient ones, they are the ones who are responsible for indoctrinating the Jewish people, for indoctrinating the people from the Caspian Sea. You see them with red caps everywhere. You see them also, they have their own kingdom. When you talk about Obu, God, you see, people don't understand the reason why you see the king in Anambra State, for example, in Anambra State, in a place in the eastern part of Nigeria, why the king of Eri. When you talk about it is called, in that place, they call it Obugad. And then when you come there, the king there has a Star of David or something. And people think that this thing is something that was being given to them maybe by the Jew. Those people are the ones that actually are indoctrinated these people and brought them into that particular place for them to do a work for them. Now, these are secrets. These are mysteries. These are realities. This is the reason why you see that today, anything that is going to be happening, anything that is going to be boiling in regards to the transition, they must have to be in connection with those people who are in that west coast of Africa. Because those people who are in west coast of Africa were the ones that hired them, that hired these other people, which I'll talk about, the Ashkanazim. So when things start getting out of hand, in the hand of the Ashkanazim, the next thing that the Ashkenazim people are going to do is to call on the original people to come and do what? And come and take over from where they stop. Because like now, for example, what I mean is that when the pressure is getting too much on the Jewish people, what are these Jewish people going to do? They are going to call for a backup, and that backup are the people who are in the west coast of Africa, the people that introduced them. This is the reason why you see some of their rabbi are telling you that that the original people are they mention the Igbos, they mention the Limbas, and they mention one other tribes. Whenever things are getting out of hand, just like you see what is going on in the scripture, the Bible talked about the king of Assyria. So the pressure is going to be coming so much on these people who are called the Jewish people. Just like you see what happened during the time that the king of the president of Egypt said that he cannot tolerate these people that left there as black people coming back. They came there as white people. They know what they are doing. They know what they are saying. This president know what he was saying. He was trying to let you know that the people who used to be there left there as black people. But while coming back, another set of people now are being put in that particular place. So they will not tolerate it. And so the people who are being put there equally knows that the people all around them knows the secret of what was going on. So, but what is it? They are on a contract. And that contract was what gave them the power to be able to print the money, which that gave them the power to establish banks to print money out of thin air. That contract which they had. But the thing is far beyond an ordinary piece of paper. I want you to understand what is going on. So that contract is what is binding, what is holding them to be able, that literally they are using through that contract is why do you see that is look as if that they are controlling everything. But why is it that they are in that contract? Because the people who are using them needed them in order to be there to protect the land from the hand of the king of Assyria. Now, because the king of Assyria have already vowed a vow in order to do what? To take that particular land. But the people who were there before the king of, during the time, they were warned to run away. Because the Romans were going to come. So what I'm trying to make you understand is that all these things are prophecy in regards to what? To the people who are there. Somebody is using the people who are called the Jewish people today in order for him to be able to do what? Somebody is using them in order for what to happen? For the prophecies which has already been proclaimed, prophesied, in order for the accomplishment, in order for it to continue. Things are happening in order for the accomplishment, in order for the fulfillment of that prophecies. So you see in the west coast of Africa, some people over there are having the Star of David. These people are not JJC with the Star of David. It is them who actually use the introduction, who actually use that Star of David to indoctrinate and help in the establishment. So they played role majorly in the establishment of the state of Israel, because this is their heritage. The land of the Phoenician, land of the Canaanite is their heritage, and the people who they put them there indirectly by using something to brainwash them, because they were masters to these things by using religion. This is why you need to be able to understand when I talk about that, the people who are in the west coast of Africa, when you talk about that the British people are the people who brought religion to you, you don't know nothing. The British people were latecomers when it comes to what? When it comes to religion. The people who you saw with that Star of David, those people have gone into the west coast of Africa for the longest before the British people came into the continent of Africa. When the British people came into the continent of Africa and saw the Star of David, that particular place, they were pissed to the core. The same way when they went into Egypt and they saw that flat nose and they broke it, that was the same way that they were pissed, knowing that the people who already entered there, which are currently, when you talk about the children of God, they were pissed because knowing that these people have already used their religion, the same religion of what? When you talk about Judaism, because now you talk about Judaism, you talk about Talmud, you talk about the people who are following the Torah. They have used it to indoctrinate the people who they found in those particular places. So the British people were so annoyed, they were so angry, they were doing everything within their reach in order to do what? In order to destroy the things which these other people have already established. This was the reason why Alauda Ekwano was talking that during their own generation, their own ancestors already were keeping things that has to do with what? With the things which were written in the law. So the people who taught that generation those things were the people who are in west coast of Africa, and those people used religion as an instrument, as a means of instrument to indoctrinate the people whom they found over there. That was when you talk about the things which happened way back before the coming of what? Of the British people. And those were the same people, I'm telling you that those were the same people who established the state of Israel. But how do they do it? They have to be able to do it by indoctrinating the children of Japhet. When they indoctrinate the children of Japhet, they bring them in order for the children of Japhet to dwell in the tent of Shem. So they are now serving a purpose. So it is now going to be what? It's now going to be an interchanging of things. So as the pressure is coming on the children of Japhet, what is going to happen? They are going to cry out. They are going to call on the original people who originally owned that particular place to come and take back their power, to come and take back what belongs to them, that this thing is getting out of their hand. And so what is going to happen? By then, those people who are originally the children of Shem, and they have now gained power by being resurrected in different places where they are at, they are going to be gathered and they are going to come back there and they are going to continue the fight with the king of Assyria. Because the people who, like I said, the king of the president of Egypt and all these damn people, they know that the Jewish people who are there are not the original people who are supposed to be there. The question that you needed to ask yourself is that if they know that these people are not the original people who are supposed to be there, who are then the people who are supposed to be there? Where are they? The truth of the matter is that these people are hired experts, people who were being hired by the children of Jacob in order for them to be serving a purpose. That was the reason why when the Bible talked about when you see Jerusalem being encompassed by army, let him who is in Judea flee, run away. So when they ran away, they were the same people who went and then did what? And indoctrinated these people to plant them there, so that they are going to be serving their own purpose even while there. I tell you that the word is over what you think about. We're talking about higher knowledge to the people who really have eyes to see. So yes, they are fulfilling a prophecy. And what is the prophecy that they are fulfilling? That Shem, that is, they talk about Japheth is going to dwell in the tent of Shem. And what is the tent of Shem? The land of Shem. The land of Canaan was being given, is the land of the children of Shem. So they can hire anybody to be in there. And what did they do? They choose the chosen one of Japheth. Who is the chosen one of Japheth? Ashkanazim. Who chose them? The children that took them, and they felt like, okay, these people are the ones who are good for our resources, for what we want. They are going to be people who are going to be, who are capable, who we want to work, who we want them to work with us. So what happened? They were the chosen of those people who are of the children of Shem. So what happened? They were being indoctrinated. They were being taught how the business goes. They were being taught how to use, to use money, because they are all about money. So they were being taught how to be able to do what, to use those things in order to do, that is literally use commerce in order for them to be used as an instrument to be established. So this is why they were being indoctrinated using a religion, which was a tactics, which was being used by the people who have that sign. When you talk about the sign of what? The sign of the Vedic sign, or when you talk about the sign of Talmud, the sign of that is the three-pointed star, up and down. You saw the one that you saw in what? In the flag of Israel. What is that same sign and flag doing in what? In the west coast of Africa? You have to open up your eyes and know that there are bigger things which you have not been taught about. And we are here to be revealing all these things for the people who have eyes to see. Now what you really know, when you talk about these particular people, you would know that that they are hired. This is why I've been talking about that your taxpayers' money has to go to these people. Because these people cannot leave their land, and they are in a strange land being bombarded by other people, and yet you are not going to pay them when they themselves knows the truth of what is going on. Do you think that really Israel is being controlled by millions of... No, it is just a few families. Few families. You don't need to indoctrinate so many people. Just get 2 or 3 families there. Give them the real knowledge. Open up their eyes and send them up. Allow them. They are going to prepare. This is going to prepare them to go there. Show them the place and then let them go there and claim what belongs to them. You don't need so much people. That is why you see till today the state of Israel is being run by what? By a very few family. And they are multi-trillionaires. They can print money how they want. They were being given the access. What is money to the people who are using them? You people go, use the money, print. Is it business that you want? Use it, do whatsoever. But there is a higher plan on their own head, because these people got to be doing something which every other person did not really understand. And what is it that they are doing? They are protecting a land on behalf of the children who are already on exile. That exile is what I'm telling you about. That when they fled, who is going to be the person who is going to protect that land on their behalf? This is what you need to be able to understand. And don't be caught up with your personal emotions. Who is going to be in charge of that land, of that particular place? Of that promised land which they were being given to, which their ancestors, which belonged to their ancestor, which is Abraham. Yes, they have their own promise. But yet their ancestors' promise, who is going to be in charge of it if they run away and leave it? Who is going to be in charge of it? So the same people who ran away while they were protected, while they were in the land of their own ancestors, that same people went and hired people in order for those people to be protecting the land of their ancestors. And that land of their ancestors is the land of the Canaan. And that land of the Canaan is the Phoenician land of the Canaanite. And that land is the land of Shem. And that land of Shem now was being given into the hand of the Tevedic people. When you talk about the Ashkanazim, go and read about the children of Japheth. So Ashkanazim was a chosen one to be able to do what? To be used as an instrument in order to be in the land of Shem. Because he is coming from the bloodline of what? Of Japheth. So he is the child of Japheth, who is in the land of Shem, fulfilling the prophecy that has already been written. You get what is really going on? And the people, like I said, the people who are using them as this instrument, they are right here in the west coast of Africa. This is why you see that that a lot of people do not really understand what is happening when you see everywhere the flag that is running over in the west coast of Africa, and you see the two sects of the people, the ones who the king of Assyria is controlling, and the ones who those people who are in West Africa are running over, are controlling also. The same people who ran away. The same people who ran away. They did not just run away like that, not leaving somebody to take care of their own properties. They know their knowledge was far beyond what those generations were thinking about. You need to understand what is really going on. That the world is not what you really think that it is. So, like I said, you don't get caught up, but really get to know the truth of what is really going on. All and every bit of things which I'm telling you is recorded in the scripture. That is why the Bible said that all things were written together for our learning, that you might be perfected in the knowledge of truth. Yes, they are serving a prophecy there. Likewise, the children of Jacob are serving a prophecy. And they are fulfilling. And this is the reason why I tell you that as soon as the pressure is getting too much. You saw one of their rabbis some time ago. What happened? They are already telling you people who the original people are. They're already saying it. Which one of the rabbis? I forgot his name. One of the rabbis, and they were telling you that the Igbos, the Lembas, and whatsoever, you know, he made mention of those people's name. Why do you think that he's going to mention those people? Because this where some pressures are coming. Why do you think that there is fight between the Palestinians and the Israelis? The Palestinians knows that the Israelis are intruders. There are people who entered into the place which did not belong to them. But you never sat down before and you asked yourself, who are the owners of that land originally? And where are they today? Have they gone into extinct? Or are they somewhere? If they are in somewhere, what are they doing there? How are they going to come back into the land that belongs to them? How did the people who are in that land came into the land? Talk about the Jewish people. How did they come into that land? Is all this part of prophecy? Why not ask yourself these questions in order to get the real answers to all these things? And this is the journey that you need to be able to understand. Because Shem, when you talk about Japheth, dwelt in the tent of Shem. And Shem, the land of Canaan, is what? When you talk about the land of Canaan, is in his son. And the children of Jacob, the children of Israel, were in the land of what? Of the Phoenician land of the Canaanite, when they were being warned by Yahushua to do what? When you see Jerusalem being encompassed by them, flee, run away. So they ran away, but the land which they ran away at, although they were being scattered in different places, they from that particular place, some of them started doing the same things which they were doing. In order to do what? This is why you hear about the Talmud. Is an instrument which was being used in order to indoctrinate people. Indoctrinate a certain set of people, so that the establishment of the state of Israel is going to be a reality. And this state of Israel, they don't need so much. That is why you see that the state of Israel is being run just by a very few families. Because they just needed a group of, just few people to be able to give them a raw, concrete knowledge of what is going on. And after that, everything now is going to be what I'm telling you. No, what do you see that is going on right now? You see the Palestinians and the Israelis. But yet, after all said and done, these people still, the Palestinians cannot take over this particular place. Don't you really think that these things are part of prophecy? Don't you really understand why there is no peace between these two people? Because why? The land cannot be at peace. Because the original people are not there. They left, they are on exile. And so these people who are there are hired people, the same way that the king of Assyria hired the people who are called the Palestinians, because he was the one that brought them from different places and used them and established that northern side, or used them to be able to establish that place. These are things which happened longer time ago. This is how the Palestinians were being established. Because the king of Assyria brought people from Havilah, from Katvim, from Hamas, from different places, and then using them as a weapon to establish them in the place which, when people talk about the state of the Palestinian now, the same way is how the children of Shem, the children of Jacob, who are under, who are now doing things in order to get the real knowledge. That is to say, who are now doing things in order to protect the land which was being promised to their ancestor, because they are the descendant through which the promise came to. So now they had to be able to do everything to defend that particular land. So equally they themselves had to go into the children of Japhet in order to go and pick the chosen ones among Japhet for them to do that work for them. And this is that work which they are doing there for them on their behalf, while you all are still asleep in the places, until you rise up from your own slumberness in order to come and take back your position to what belongs to you. So they are serving a purpose. This is why they are being bombarded. They left their own homeland and they are in a strange land. And while they are in that particular strange land, they got to be paid. This is why United States has to pay so much money in what taxpayers' money to these people, and yet these people don't even have enough, because they have the ability to even print so much money. They got to get people's energy in order for these people to continue staying there, because these people have left their land and they are in a strange land. Why? Because somebody else is using them, and that person is still somewhere, not receiving the same pressure which they are receiving. So, and these people know that at the time they will say, okay, if you don't want to do this, we are going to do this. But these people knows that they are benefiting. They are, the work that these people are doing there is for what is for their own good also. So this is a game. It's a business. It's a game. And you got to be able to wake up. So this is why I say, when you look at West Africa, what do you see? You see the Star of David in West Africa. Ask yourself, what is the Star of David doing there? Because these are the people that use the Star of David as use the Talmud as an indoctrination. And the people whom they indoctrinated use that sign in order to establish a country. And that country is called the State of Israel today. You need to be able to wake up, my dear brothers and sisters, because my message is for those people who are higher elevated, so that you can be able to see and be elevated to the reality of what is going on. I say to you all, may you remain Baruch in the name of Yahushua. Shalom, 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 my brothers and sisters out there. Shalom.